Hey everybody, welcome to Northern Comfort Tarot. It's a special event tonight. Here's Jason from Ray of Light Tarot, and we are talking Twin Soul Portals, our new show that we're probably going to air quite often because there's quite a bit to say and get out there to the collective, right, Jay?
I think there is. Yeah, I think so. We had a great conversation today, Danny. So, and we also have from Channel for Grace, Jai Govind is here joining us via audio. So she might have some things to add. Thank you for being with us, Jai.
Yeah, you're welcome.
She's going to be moderating
to the combo.
Yeah, I'm going to be moderating in the chat.
Yeah, she's going to be moderating and being the host moderator.
We like it.
Keep us in line.
We like it. We need some of that divine feminine energy in here for sure. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's chat. Let's chat, guys.
Let's do it.
So this has been interesting, Danny, right? This eclipse season in Jai, it's been pretty intense, right? It's been maybe some unexpected energy, some unexpected things have come up, but pretty exciting, right? Nonetheless,
yeah. Actually, oh my God, it was like, I think it was about like just before, almost like a week before for me. And sometimes I go through things a little earlier than the collective, but I noticed this shift towards like unconditional love, and my vibration was raising higher. And then there was a point even after the eclipse took place where it's just like I ascended into like what I call my light body now, because like I'm just filled with love. The energy is super high, and you know, it coming together with you kind of and so many readers like Empress of Duality and like even Water Baby and how you guys got together, right? It just seems like it's time to start talking and almost like a no light worker left behind kind of mentality where we're just raising each other's vibrations now, right?
Yeah. Right. I definitely have a sense of, I don't know if you remember, I think Barack Obama used to use this phrase, the fierce urgency of now. And that's kind of the feeling that I've had the last little while.
Yeah.
That there's just this fierce urgency about the now, the present moment, and really taking advantage of this present moment and, you know, living like there's no tomorrow in a good way and in a useful way. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause it's moving away. Like I know you're a twin flame, or you're on a twin flame journey. I'm on a twin flame journey, twin soul journey. And really, there was different stages that we both went through, right, to get to where we are now. And it just seems like where we are now, it's not even about the twin. It's not even about union. It's not even about whatever. It's more of like we're moving our focus, shifting our focus towards mission, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I guess obviously you're in separation from your divine counterpart. I am as well. And so when you're in that place, it really can't be about them. But I recently was in a really good place, and my divine counterpart had the beginnings of an awakening and was really recognizing the twin soul journey for what it was. And it was a really intense period for us. But what I learned after that was you can easily become focused on, you know, your friendship, your relationship, your everything with that person, and get sort of sidetracked off your own mission if you guys haven't figured out the joint mission yet. And so this time of being back in a separation, which does get thrust on you sometimes, is such a blessing. You saw I was talking about that yesterday. What a blessing it really is. Painful, yes.
To be in
sometimes
separation,
lonely and uncomfortable, yes. But ultimately a real blessing, especially when you shift the mindset to recognizing, okay, everything's happening for a reason. So what's the reason I'm sitting here back where I'm really holding the mirror up saying, where do I need to grow and what do I need to do? And when you're listening and you get those messages, it's exciting. And I know you've gotten to a point where you really, I've seen your vibration do like an exponential. I mean, if we were drawing it on a graph, it would be like this, you know, like, you know, that slope. It's
more like this, almost like one of my videos that took off.
Yeah. And so, you know, reading cards for people, tarot, you know, I love tarot, and don't get me wrong, it's such a beautiful modality. I love doing it, and I am so privileged to be able to read for people and let my intuition help people and help myself. But I feel like sometimes it is a little bit of a lower rung when it comes to different modalities. And the reason I say that about when it comes to energy work is because a lot of people want to use tarot just to get information. They just want to know something. You know, it's not really necessarily always about healing. And I think it's so important right now, guys, that we who do this, even though I am nobody's judge, I'm no better, I'm no more healed than anybody else. I'm just doing my own journey. But because we are helping keep people heal, it's important as leaders in that sense, I think, that we always bring it back to, guys, we're learning so much right here, and it's about you. It's not about where is that person, what are they doing, how do they feel? Because really, you already know those things. If you've identified yourself as being on a twin soul or divine, you know, a journey where you have a counterpart who is mirroring you, you know how they feel then. You don't need me to tell you or Danny to tell you. If someone is your twin soul, then they feel the way you do.
Yeah, and
basic. That's a basic fact.
Sometimes
right? They may not act the way you do. They may not respond to it the way you do. They may not be willing to take part in this connection right now, but their feelings when they're connected to their heart space, same as yours. So if you can start operating from some basic facts and some basic truths, then you can get to the real important stuff.
Yeah, and it's such a better place to be, dude. Like, I wouldn't trade this vibration for a union almost. Like, I think that we came to conclusions there. Like, wow, I love this.
Anything.
Or
there's
anything.
No drug. There's no drug that compares to this. Yeah. You know what's funny? I wasn't gonna talk about this, but somebody messaged me at like 7:30 this morning, an old friend of mine, and they said, like, I saw your video on YouTube. Are you high? Are you using drugs again? And I was like, what? Like, I kind of got defensive because first of all, it woke me up. But the answer is no, I'm not. Have I been perfect on my journey? No, I've had a lot of struggles, but actually I'm better than ever right now. So if I seem a little bit tipsy, it's all the vibration, it's spirit, it's not me. And I'm so like there's no drug that compares to being high vibing and feeling good.
Oh, I'm mainlining unconditional love, baby. Like,
right. It's a beautiful thing.
Get it in.
And nothing compares to that. I don't want to remember what it felt like to not be conscious and tapped into that. But man, if you can get yourself on that awakening path, it's such a great feeling. You don't need a drug or alcohol or anything like that, or you know, have a cheat day with food and things like that. Yes, do what you got to do. And I'm not here standing in judgment of anyone. I don't think drugs are necessarily a bad thing in moderation, but I'm just saying where I'm at, I feel so good that I'm not looking for anything to interfere with this vibration. And I think you feel the same way. Like, no, keep it away from me. I'm good.
Yeah. And I think it was April that came around, and that was like my 1 year separation, no communication kind of thing. And I was really sitting with myself and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this to me anymore. You know what I mean? And it's not that I hadn't come a long way. Like there was a point of where I was obsessive, and then I found out that no, it was just unconditional love that was coming up. Right. So I says, okay. And there were steps that I went through on this journey that raised my vibration. I met different people and stuff like that. But in April, I was kind of like, like I need to put this aside. I want to move towards mission. That's what this is all about, is mission. Right. Mm-hmm. And if she's not willing to come back and step up, then I want to, mm-hmm. I want to spread this unconditional love.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's important to first, I want to address what you said about obsession, because I think there's a big misunderstanding, especially among the runner at times when they're running, that when you hear people coming in and they ask, what's going on with this person? What's going on with this person? It can be misunderstood for obsession or being, oh, look at that baby. Is that a Maine Coon?
No, that's just a mugrat or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think she's half, what do you call that? Bobcat or lynx or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Her mother liked to rock. But yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Dang. She's a big one.
Yeah. When I whip out my pussy, everybody loses concentration.
I heard that. I had just never seen it before. So, it caught me off guard, I have to say.
Well, I'm sure it'll come out in some more readings.
So fluffy.
Yeah, by the way, I'm the guy behind the scenes that he ends up razzing all the time, Mr. Caps.
All caps, Danny.
So it's nice to meet all you guys, and welcome to my channel too. But getting back to the basics, there is that
Yeah, we were saying, so yeah, it can feel like an obsession. And, I think especially when you're in the running position, that's an issue that'll come up. Well, is this a person obsessed? What it is, unconditional love, when you're not used to receiving it, and you're not used to experiencing it, it does kind of feel like an obsession, because nowhere else on the planet are you going to encounter a situation where you love somebody enough that you would lay down your life for them if necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't get them out of your mind.
Be willing to do. It reminds me of that song. Was it from the Unsinkable Molly Brown? I'll never say no to you. It's that song. I'll never say no to you. Whatever you ask, I'll do. If you ask me to wait for a lifetime, I'd gladly wait for a lifetime or two. It literally is that feeling when you are unconditionally tied to somebody and that connected. However, once you understand what it is and you recognize it's unconditional love, for you it's okay and you realize what it is, but then the other person may not yet. So that's where you can come into misunderstandings. But ultimately, you have to give that love to yourself.
That's when you go dark, Jason. You go dark when you understand it's unconditional love. You're like, okay, bye. I gotta figure some shit out. Yeah.
Yeah. Because unconditional love is a scary thing for people who have never experienced it and never received it before. And
absolutely,
if you're not ready to receive it, you're certainly not ready to give it back.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
it's that.
It almost brings out that unworthiness, right? Like, this is such a big love that I don't feel worthy of it. And then the DM runs, right? And it's just.
And they don't believe it's real. There's this feeling of almost like suspicion. What is this really? What do they want
from me?
What do you really want from me?
What do they really want?
I don't want anything from you. Right.
Who are they really? Who are they really? And they're trying to look for this person that you're not, because you've shown them everything you want.
Who are you really that you would love a piece of S like me? Right. Who are you really? Just another piece of S like you who happens to connect to you on a soul level and love you unconditionally. For real. It's that simple and that complicated. But ultimately it is when somebody's running, it's because you are not loving yourself unconditionally. And so you shouldn't be loving somebody else unconditionally if you can't love yourself that way. So turn it around. Stop worrying about where they're at, what they're doing. When are they coming back? When? Can you give me a time? Can you give me a time frame? Can you give me a time frame? Yes, but it won't come true if we do, probably, because you'll block it. You're not supposed to worry about that. It's not about that. It really isn't. That feeling, that ache to be with that person is actually an ache to love and respect yourself and give yourself all the love that nobody ever has.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yes, Jason.
That's all it is. It's so simple, but it's so hard to really get it because we don't want to get that. I don't know why we don't want to get that.
No.
We've been programmed to feel for that to be completely counterintuitive to our experience as human beings, right?
There was a point where, loving myself was really hard to do. And when I actually put time into it, it took me a while. It took me a couple months to truly step into unconditional love for myself and honor myself for who I am. I was brought up a Christian, and really any kind of self-love or any kind of self was frowned upon, right? Because we were to be of service for Christ or whatever, but like me, I believe Christ was unconditional love, and I am absolutely in service of unconditional love here on out. And just that alone, like loving myself and letting go of the bad things that happened to me, like they happened to me for a reason. Yes, but they are not me now. They are not me. I'm stepping into love. I'm raising my vibration. I love myself. And when you do that, when you let go of your twin, the connection, I had Spirit tell me like 3 weeks ago, before I mentioned the next, is they came to me and they said, let go of the who and the when, as far as the twin is concerned, just because I was still struggling with that, and they just said, just let go of the when and the who and focus on the why,
Right. Well, because first of all, if it is that person that you thought it was, well, the first thing that person would need to do is to offer you a real big apology when they come around to their senses.
Yeah.
And then you would have a lot of growth to go from there. Another thing I would say to you, Danny, when it comes to like the being what you said about you're not the things that happened to you, you're also not the things you did wrong.
Yeah.
You're not the things that happened to you, and you're not the things you did wrong. It kind of goes to me to that statement or saying, I may have done the things that they said I did, but I'm not who they say I am. I'm not what they say I am. And it's important to know that about yourself, even if you've made mistakes in your life. Yeah, I may have done the things you said I did at this time in my life, or at that time, and I may have made those mistakes, but I'm not what you say I am or think I am. You don't have to step into anyone's labels. And I'm with you. Like, that's a big part of it. The who, doesn't matter who, if it's who you thought it was, or if it's who the universe ends up sending to you to be that thing, that partner for the mission. What matters is who you are in this, who that catalyst awoke you to be, right?
Yeah. And what's really cool is too, Empress of Duality, we talk about all kinds of stuff, but this really rang true, is that, you have to truly honor the darkness within you, right? Unconditional love is loving not only the person. Oh, well, I love them, but I don't like the cocaine that they do. I don't like that. Well, no, you have to honor all of them, and you have to love all of them, not just who you want to love. Unconditional love is loving everything and all of it, and putting it aside because you truly just respect and honor and love this person, right? So when like there was one thing we talked about, and it was like the darkness inside, right? And I always thought that I needed to let go of, like, I just want to let go of this last piece. There's this last piece that I'm holding on to, and then, I can ascend to the next level and whatever, right? Like, and be in the 10 of Cups energy that I'm in now. Brooke from Empress of Duality, she, in a reading that she did for me, she said that you have to honor that darkness, because as light workers, we need that darkness to allow those souls that need guidance to come to us, to attract them to us, right? So even like, ever since I heard that, it just like raised me up so much, because I at that moment I accepted all of me,
Yeah.
And that's where I wanted to be. Like, I can see you're just like, I've got goosebumps, dude. But
I do too. I'm getting that euphoric feeling again as you say this, and I can see you're about to cry. But like I got earlier, I'm getting that feeling as I connect to the energy that you're experiencing. It's so beautiful.
Oh my God, it's so pure and innocent, right? And it's just, that's when I finally was able to let go of, that one little piece that I thought I needed to get rid of, and I truly stepped into unconditional love.
I meet you where you are. I see you where you are, and I can relate to what you're saying. Now, I can tell you it's in a different way, but I can tell you that I'm experiencing the same thing right now, because I've said, for almost 40 years, I was disillusioned. I didn't think I would ever meet somebody on this dark planet that would look at me the same way I looked at them and feel the same degree of love, childlike happiness and I did meet that person. However, maybe they aren't capable of loving to the extent I am, but I realize it's actually not that other person that you find that you're able to feel that with. It's the mirror that they're showing you that you're actually giving out. And it's that I have that love inside of me. Yeah. Makes me so happy that I actually found out, even after 40 years of pain, torture, abuse, and a lot of hard knocks, I have that love inside of me to give still. And I'm giving it to me, to you, to all the people who can meet me on that plane where we don't judge each other. We just love each other for who we are. And I'm so grateful for that gift.
It's fucking a beautiful place to be, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And it's what allows me to do the work I do. It's what has allowed me to do the work I do. You too. I mean, if we weren't connecting to our heart space in such a way that it's like the Grinch, the heart grows 10 sizes. That's how I feel when I connect to my heart space. And I'm so thankful to my twin soul, the person I identify as my twin soul, for the awakening that it gave me. But ultimately, it was within me what I was awakened to, not within anyone else. And it's allowed me to do some amazing things in my life that I, couldn't have never done. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, and all the souls in between, right? Since the awakening,
Yeah.
since that meeting the twin, and on the journey till now, I honor every single one of those subbies that reached out, to all the light workers that reached out to me, to the beautiful friendships that grew,
Beautiful friendships.
and then the love was really from those people that lifted me up and kept me moving, kept me going on the journey, to a point where, like, man, 10 of cups, dude, like
And
the sun is shining every day in my life now.
it's so beautiful, Danny. And what's so beautiful about this to me, the friendships you make on this journey, and what it is to me is friendships for me before my awakening and getting on this journey, and friendships now after, are so different. Friendships before
Yeah.
involved people who backstab you, people who judge you, people who want to get close to you just to know things about you so they can talk crap about you. Now, in our little tribe that we have, I mean, I work with a lot of people, but I'm talking about specifically our little tribe of people.
Oh
In our
yeah.
little tribe, there's no judgment. We all know what's going on. Like it's all love, it's all understanding and encouragement.
Yeah.
And you don't worry about saying something that's going to be twisted, or it's very, very much something that is a safe zone that we all, I know, appreciate very much.
Oh my God. Like, I am so honored to be here and be a part of this
Yeah.
tribe too.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
I look in the comments and it's all love, you know what I mean? Like, there's no low vibe, and when they do come in, they don't, I don't think they can stay in this
They're repelled.
vibration. Really. They don't
They're
really,
repelled.
yeah, they just leave, right? So I don't know. I think it's really good times. And what was cool was, after our talk today, we temperance. After our
Nice.
talk today,
No, that's the star. That's the star.
this one, oh, it is the star. Well, that's
the
what
star. I
that's
love that card.
that's who we are. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. The I'm just pulling randoms because I want to see what spirit has to say as we go along, kind of thing.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah, but the after we were talking today, I went and watched Water Baby Tarot's that the Changing World video, right?
Mm-hmm.
That she had mentioned in your comments, and dude, it was just like confirming everything that we said. And really, it was just a call going out from her guide saying that we need to come together as light workers to raise the vibration, right, of each other to a higher vibration of unconditional love, right? Boom.
Yeah.
That was one. If we touch a point and you want to talk a bit about it, the collective, she was saying the collective forgot how to feel, right? Like, people in the world have forgotten how to feel that allowance of unconditional love. They're just like, it seems like people shut each other out because there's a fear of, like, well, what do they really want from me? You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what somebody told me? This is such an example. You know what somebody told me that I worked with who's in her 20s? She said, young people, like people in their 20s, there's the whole ghosting thing. Well, more than that, she said people her age, when it comes to dating, they pretend to be awkward because that's like a thing to be now. To be awkward is like to be cool. So it's like they want
I'd be really good at that.
They want to make dating like the movies. And in movies, there's the third act before you get together. So they literally make it hard on themselves to have a functional, happy relationship with somebody because they think that it's not right or special if they don't. Like, it has to be like the movies, and it has to be difficult and awkward. No. What is wrong with people? Like, it's insanity, truly. And it's because people are disconnected from their feelings, from their emotions, and from love. It's crazy.
It's
crazy town, I tell you.
It's crazy. Like, me being in the love now and all about that. Like, I've throughout my entire life, I was always held back, kind of thing, right? And I wasn't allowed to love, even if it was just pure love. It wasn't obsession or fascination or whatever. But I can see where they're coming from, right? Where that statement holds true. And it's sad because I was sad for quite a long time in my life because no one would accept me as unconditional love. Nobody would accept me as who I truly was. And they'd always try and find a darkness that, that matched my whatever, and they couldn't. And then they ended up just freaking out and leaving. And now I don't have any friends really in the 3D in the town that I have, right? Because it's just,
Yeah.
we don't match. I had a friend of like 25 years, just I spit on his floor because like I needed to get it out. It was the garage, right? And he said, "Get out." That's it. Never talked to me since. 25 years. But if he would have been that preoccupation that wouldn't allow me to stay sensitive, right, to the energy that I was going.
Right. And see, that's what it was. That's what that was, Danny.
It was just a shedding that needed to happen so that I could step up in vibration and help, you know.
And it doesn't make it any less painful to experience that loss for you.
Oh, no.
You know,
I
somebody
cried in a couple of days. I'll be honest.
That's tough. And I don't like minimize it. I'm sure that was really painful for you, but that's what that was. That was somebody being removed from your life that was not serving your higher purpose.
Yeah, they did serve a purpose at some point, or like I served a purpose in their life, but there's a point where, you know, soulmates have to part. You know,
that's right.
They don't have to, but that's, you know, it's for the greater purpose that we move forward.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, even look, twin souls have to. They go into separation.
Yeah.
For a time or for as long as one is not capable of being part of an unconditionally loving relationship because it's too foreign to them. And it's because of fear. Now, what you experienced, for example, with your twin, but what that awoke you, certainly there is the unconditional love there, or you wouldn't have awoken to this because there was the experience of it. But the problem is there's not the sustaining experience of it until you're both to a certain level of healing. And obviously your counterpart was not prepared or at a place of being ready to do that yet.
Yeah. And I even recognize the efforts of like a catalyst, right? That opened me up to unconditional love first, that we had a friendship for like 10 years kind of thing. And it was her that kind of brought me to a website that, you know, it was to find out why I was feeling the way I've always felt. And it led me to the twin flame thing. Like our connection led me to the twin flame thing. And then the twin flame thing on the same page says you might be an empath if, and I was like, boom, 2 for 1. Right. But she turned out to just be a catalyst, just to awaken myself in the beginning to come back to unconditional love. Right. Like it kind of went dormant for a bit. And then when the twin came in, it was like heart cracked wide open. Right. Or yeah,
me too. I'll tell you, it's interesting. I can relate to that. I had a little bit of a different experience. I had a few catalysts, but what they were, I haven't talked about this in a long time, since I awakened, because I never really put 2 and 2 together, but I see so clearly now. What happened to me was I had quite a few people die very young on me of overdoses. I was in a wild crowd, let's put it that way, for a while. And my best friend died at age 34. Yeah. Overdose. Another friend died at age 31 of an overdose. We had a 43-year-old. A lot of people that I cared about very much, and one of whom did love me unconditionally. They were dropping like flies. So the first reaction was for me to go into real darkness and to continue to just expect to be the next one on the list. Kind of, I was kind of like resigned to like, yeah, I'll be the next one on that list probably. And it's okay. There's not much around here to stick around for anyway. And then when I did meet my twin soul best friend, whatever, my heart got blown wide open and somebody loved me unconditionally, or seemed to in certain times. And that does it, because of my experience with losing people. I already had abandonment issues, and then I had people dropping like flies on me right and left of overdoses. I really had the understanding that tomorrow is not promised, and I'm going to appreciate what's coming in now. And so it was big. Those were definitely catalysts for me, but in a different kind of way. The loss was a catalyst. Yeah. To appreciate the gift that was being clearly given to me by the divine when I met that person. So so my catalyst, when she left, I kind of just put the twin flame shit to bed. I wasn't going to get caught up in that. And I went, I did my 5-month kind of like purge, but it was good after that. Right. And then I had a narcissist come into my life and for a couple of years, and I needed to learn, I guess, that. And then when she left,
I did that purge for 5 months and then I was good again. But when the next soul, right, who definitely was a catalyst in my journey, whether it be twin or not, respectfully, that's what broke me wide open. It was like an introduction and allowed my heart to unconditionally love or be under the guise of like, I feel protected. I feel at home. I feel like I can, let go of
Home.
everything.
What is that about? That feeling of being at home?
Oh, the feeling of being at home. Truly, I've never felt at home, and like I don't know. You might blame this on me being a Minticon, like you were trying to say the other day, but but that's when you've met someone that's truly significant in your life, right?
Yeah, they feel like home.
Home, yeah. And
And I felt that the first time we met in person. That
yeah,
was home. It was very strange. It wasn't a romantic or a sexual or anything like that. It was just home, like very much just comfortable home,
yeah,
knowing a feeling of this is where I'm supposed to be,
yeah,
right here.
yeah. And when I was with her, I didn't think we were twins. I wasn't even a parent in my fucking head, and I already knew about the twin flame journey, right? So, but everything that happened, and I honor her for this, uh, woke me up to all kinds of little nuances, right? There was a question: how do you know that you're on the twin flame journey? Well, these nuances that happen in this relationship, right?
Mhm.
I she'd trigger me and trigger me and trigger me, and I was like, things started turning different, right? I didn't react as much. I started like noticing these things. They were almost like embodied.
Right. And see that's important. I think it's important for us to mention this because a lot of the chaser or typically divine feminine, they don't mention this a lot because they're all asking about what's happening with the other person.
Yeah.
They just because the runner is running and they've been triggered, the other side gets triggered as well. Like I know I was triggered by a lot of things,
Yeah.
but I had already come to the point where I wasn't going to run. I ran early on before the awakening. I was a real runner, real quick. I would back up from it because it was too painful. Things are painful very quickly. But we get triggered. Everybody gets triggered in this, not just one side who runs. The triggering happens on both sides.
On both sides.
It's just maybe the side that's chasing the trigger, they respond to the trigger differently, right?
Yeah.
Or they've decided not to run.
Well, it was like spirit was teaching me, and if you're on a twin flame journey, especially I think for divine feminines, spirit will teach you and walk you through these phases, right? Because the divine masculine is more on a 3D kind of going through the motions on the 3D level, but
very much.
for me it was very spiritual, and so I'm noticing these triggers, and sometimes they flew at me like bullets, right? And she's just hurling whatever at me, and I'm like, wow. And it was like I seen my image of myself in the mirror, like in the bullet, and the reflection of it, and I was like, this is really teaching me about abandonment, or this is really teaching me about like if she's belittling me underneath her breath, this is really teaching me about how I belittle myself in my mind, just that little voice, oh well, you could have did this better, like it's just, and it was like they became little gifts to me, sometimes big fucking gifts, but they became gifts to me, and creator showed me that you need to work through these things in order to raise your vibration. If you want to, like I was really wanting to learn more about being an empath and being on my path really because like we were both empaths and we didn't know what we were fucking doing. We didn't know nothing about the gift, and we were feeling the negative energies. Like when one would go to work and come home, we were feeling each other's like the grubbies, right? So with this journey, you'll notice that that spirit is showing you things through this relationship that you need to heal within, and that's kind of how you're on a twin flame journey, when you really open yourself up to that. But
that's the big thing is when you start seeing the mirroring and things being shown to you that they need to be healed, it's pretty obvious what the relationship is. And then when you're both woke and you start really, having a lot of same wavelength energies going on, and you're, you know, it's pretty crazy. But also, I want to say, I think it's important to give credit, like you said, you honor her for that, and I do too. I think, you know,
Yeah.
regardless of what happens and the triggers and the separations and the pain you go through, it's not like you're dealing with, like I said, it's important for empaths to recognize when they're just dealing with a narcissist and someone who's presenting as wounded, but it's a covert narcissist. That's not been my experience. My twin soul and I actually dealt together with a narcissist for a period of time, in a whole different experience that we were experiencing when we were early in our friendship. And so we know, I think that was presented to us, so we would both know, no matter how hard things got, that we were both empaths dealing with some real triggers, and not neither one a narcissist, that we both had unconditional love and the ability to experience that, and to share that. There was just deep wounds, deep pain, deep, you know, things that needed to come up and be healed. And the only thing you know to do is impose that control by separation.
And there was even a point where she came up to me and she said, you know, I think I'm a narcissist. I was like, honey, you got too big of a heart to fucking be a narcissist. I'll tell you.
A narcissist doesn't wonder if they're a narcissist.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. Absolutely. And I said absolutely again. I'm trying to get off of that. But it's sort of like people from the West, they say literally, you know,
Literally
all the time, literally all the time. But yeah, she had been hurt by a narcissist as well. She came out of that kind of relationship, so it was a good area to show her who she truly was, and the difference.
You know why that's important when if you have a twin soul that's been in a relationship with a narcissist, or had an experience with more than one narcissist that they loved and got hurt by. That's a big reason that they find your love so hard to trust, because a narcissist is very good at pretending to feel things they don't actually feel. Yeah. So when you come on with this unconditional, huge love, they're like, what is this really? What is this really? Because that person that I'm with, or that person that I was with, that didn't turn out to be real love. It turned out to be manipulation, and pain and hurt, and, you know, taking advantage of my weaknesses, right? Things that we would never do to the person we love, right? But that's what they're afraid. There's a lot of fear in that. And I've experienced that too, where you're like, wait a minute. I had literally said this to myself, are you fucking with me right now?
Yeah.
Like, do you really, like, wait, what? Are we real? Because you start to feel like, huh? And so that's the direct result, I think, of experiences with narcissists that make us do that.
Well, even like our last kind of spat, I wouldn't even call it a fight, because I've had fights before, really, not very many, but it was like she was calling me out, and she was saying, you know, you were manipulating me all along. I'm like, what the fuck? I've been showing you.
I love that.
Ripping out my guts and showing them to you, you know, and going through them all, and releasing and sharing every piece of my life with you. How could I be manipulating you? You know, I was like, wow. But, you know, all of that led to that year of separation, where I did a soul realignment. I did QHHT. I did. I went to Vancouver and got a level 3 to do me up. And oh my God.
How was that?
Oh my God. I'm goosebumps all the way. Oh my God, Jay. Like, if you haven't done it,
to do quantum healing hypnosis therapy. Like, that's on my list.
You need to go and see Alba Weinman. She's in Florida. She's got a YouTube channel. Check her out. That's who I want to go and see.
Is that why you're coming down here?
No, I'm coming down for Rambling Mike. He wants me to be a part of his meet and greet or something in Daytona Beach.
When is that?
That's the September 9th. Good plug, eh?
We got to get him on board for the thing I was talking about with you and Jai. We'll talk about that after this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I need to.
Oh, he'd be right into it too.
Yeah. But I'm interested in that quantum healing. I don't know if you guys know what we're talking about in the chat. The quantum healing hypnosis therapy. If you haven't heard of her, you should look up Dolores Cannon on YouTube. My God, she's no longer with us. She's transitioned, and she's not in the 3D. If you look at her videos, she looks like this, you know, sweet grandma. What she is she was a hypnotherapist who in, I guess, the 60s or 70s discovered how to do past life regression. She wasn't looking to do it, but she was going into this, taking people into these deep trances to help them quit smoking and other things, that she stumbled upon this consciousness that was really interesting, and started finding out about a lot of information, accessing basically the Akashic records and people's past lives and what the light workers are here, the 3 waves of volunteers, all of that stuff. Dolores Cannon was the pioneer in all of this, really. You know, she was the pioneer of what we call now QHHT. And it's really exciting. It's really interesting to me. And oh man, I just want to hear all about it. So
we could
got to talk
do
about
a whole other episode just on QHHT.
Yeah.
In my experience, I'm telling you, like, I was a star. We went all the way back, and I was, in my beginning, I was a star. And yeah,
that is Danny. I have to do that. Listen, no. I know you were a star, because that's the only memory that I've been able to retrieve just from doing meditation on my own. Is I go back. I can go back to being a year old in this incarnation, in diapers, with one of those like little farm animal books that you can chew on if you're teething, in my hand. And then when I go back past that, it's light. It's like a star.
Yeah. I mean,
there's nothing in between.
That's the first place I went to, and I was a star in a mass of darkness. And what was told to me was like, the darkness needed to exist to allow me to grow, you know, and expand. I needed darkness to expand into, right? If there was no darkness, I would have just stayed that stardust, right? That little star. But yeah,
that's why, as twin souls, I believe a lot of twin souls experience some real abuse in this incarnation before they meet each other. I think that's the darkness you have to experience, so that the light you experience when you encounter each other has the effect on you that it does. You know, without some of that darkness, how would the light have its effect? That's the contrast, right? That's the duality. You can't appreciate the light that comes in if you're not going through some real gnarly, painful, disgusting darkness before that. I love that. That's really cool. That's so interesting. Do you what was it? Oh man, I don't know. I can't remember what I was gonna ask you now. That's really cool though that you that's what I was gonna say. I have another weird memory that I've talked to my twin soul about this. I remember for some reason playing with each other when we were like young, like kids, babies, like toddlers in diapers, like sitting on a floor with one of those like circular green rugs with toys, and us both playing. We didn't know each other, but I remember us playing with each other, and then he got taken away. And I wonder if that happens, like if it's like when you're a small child, maybe you're able to do more like astral travel, or your soul. I don't know if there's a capability that you have that you lose as you get older, or as abuse takes place or trauma, but I think it seems very real, the memory.
Oh, it could have been past life too, right?
But it's this lifetime.
Oh, okay.
It's very strange. It's specific. It was this lifetime when we were kids, and like young, but we're 10 years apart. We're basically 10 years apart. So it doesn't make sense. There had to be some kind of soul. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it definitely is either a memory or a dream that feels very real. But I do get visions like that and stuff. So I just wondered if I've asked a lot of twin souls that if they've experienced anything like that, or a memory like any kind of memory like that coming up.
Honestly, I did quite a bit of drugs when I was younger, so I don't remember much.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be honest. But
but
as I move towards the light, I do get these inklets of like glimpses of my past and things, and it's showing me the beauty and everything that's happened, right? So I don't know, I might get one. You never know. But like
you'll have to let me know.
Even like going through near-death experiences that I've talked with many people about, especially Brooke, I never went to this special place, or I never hovered over the earth and was like a naked Indian appeared and told me these mystical fucking whatever. That wasn't me. That wasn't my near-death experience. But everything turned white in one of them. And there was always a sense of direction that I was being cradled, you know, like I was being held by the divine and kept because I had a bigger purpose to serve, right? And I did my first near death, and I was like, you know, holy shit, what the fuck? I'm obviously not supposed to be doing that. What do you want me to do? You know, guide me to where I need to go. Started smoking dope again, you know, and then 6 months later, boom, another near death experience. And then it was okay, source, it's time to
do it out of it.
Yeah, it's time to do whatever you want me to do, because like I'm obviously choosing some wrong shit.
Yeah.
And I excelled at the wrong shit. Like it was awesome. I manifested. I
was the best manifester on earth. I just didn't realize I was manifesting all the wrong things. That's
another thing too, is like I find those people that suffer with like depression or whatever, they're intense manifestors.
Oh, of course.
Of the highest level, because they and when they get that seed of depression and whatever, they go straight into it, and it just manifests into gnarliness and all kinds of stuff, but it's their own creation, right?
Yeah. A lot of you guys who are twin souls, like I can only speak for myself and my twin soul, when we get on, if we have the opportunity in this lifetime to get on the mission, y'all better watch out, because the manifestor that he is and the manifestor that I am, it's going to be scorched earth in our path. I mean, it's going to be crazy. And so that's kind of a cool thought to think about. And I mean, I don't want to like take over the world.
No.
Maybe I do. No, I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying? Like literally it's going to be put a hurting on it for the good. And I think that's such an important thing. I want to say though, you're so right though, when it comes to manifesting, I was always manifesting things. They just weren't good things. And I knew how to manifest long before I knew what the word meant or the law of attraction. I just didn't understand what I was doing, you know, and how really wrong and bad it was. But I mean, I could give you examples that are just crazy. I won't, but I won't. But you're right. I think people who struggle with mental illness and, you know, that type of thing, they know how to manifest. They just don't realize they do. And if they can turn it around, like, and recognize what's really going on. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Cause I know I was manifesting.
You're ready for your dreams to come true, you know?
Oh yeah. I was manifesting all kinds of gnarly shit. And then like when I went through my soul realignment with Nicole and Dove, Twin Flame Revolution, they did my realignment.
They are amazing. They're amazing. I really, really want to get connected to them. They're good.
Oh, well, when I come down there, they live in Hollywood, eh? So I was thinking it's 2-hour drive, but I'd do a 2-hour drive to meet Nick. That's for sure. And Dove, like I love them both. Absolutely. Okay. There, I'm saying absolutely again. So,
absolutely. All right. What else, guys?
Water Baby's in the comments now. It's nice to see you, Water Baby.
Hey, Water Baby. Yeah, Water Baby. I love it. We were just talking about your video and your channeled message for the collective, really. I think
it was crazy confirmation for what we were talking about today. It was absolutely crazy.
Not only that, but I love that song. I love Eric Clapton, and I love the song "Change the World." I think just from a very 3D perspective, that's such an amazing twin soul song, right? Like it's just the lyrics are intense and epic, and it's just a beautiful song. But I think some of the things that you had to say, I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I heard from a couple of people how amazing it was. So
I made a list.
Got to go watch it.
I made a list.
Okay, well, let's touch on it.
That's kind of what we're going through. But she was talking about that, how we forgot to feel, how the collective forgot to feel. That's where we were touching base on, where we left off. Like twins, really, it's that mission of moving towards mission, not union, that we should be focusing on. It's unconditional love, not that romance, right? Like, and
right.
True twins will get to a point where they realize that, this is about me, but this is about mission. And I need to, if they're not going to come in and take over with me,
and they don't want to be a part of it, you've got to go anyway and do what you're doing.
Because it's called
the universe is going to show you. This is what I tell people, because I've experienced this. The universe is going to show you that, it's like, you can see my journey. It's been pretty clear. The universe has shown me in many ways, like confirmed what kind of journey I'm on, what it is. But the reason a lot of that happens is the universe rewards you for doing what you're supposed to do, but it also shows you like, it's like consolation rewards almost. Like, yeah, you may not be into union with your twin right now, but we're going to confirm you're doing what you're supposed to do. And here's why. And it's because you have the power. We're giving you the power to complete the mission, whether or not that other person ever gets on board or not.
Oh yeah.
You have to complete your mission.
You have to.
And we're going to empower you to do that, because it's not about
man.
you, Jason, or you,
man.
Danny. It's about the mission, right?
Oh man.
It's about the mission. The unconditional love is going to shift the vibration of this planet and bring the new earth in, whether the twin gets on board or not.
Yeah. And
if they get on board, it's going to be a beautiful thing and it'll be even more fun. But
yeah.
if not, it's still going to happen.
But as you raise your vibration, move into full and complete unconditional love, you love every aspect of yourself, and that little darkness inside is really there to serve its purpose to bring those not of higher vibrations towards you, like to attract them, right? People come into your life of super high unconditional love vibration that matches you, like Brooke did. It was almost.
And Water Baby in my life has come in. We're on the cusp of doing some amazing things, and that does not happen by accident. That is vibrational alignment, right? Absolutely. And it's so important to recognize it for what it is, because the sooner you recognize it for what it is, the more you can accomplish with it.
As soon as I clicked on Empress of Duality's first reading she ever did, like she did the Aries reading, I was like, that's my girl right there. Like that, our love is exactly the same. It was just like oh my God.
That's special. That's beautiful. That's so special.
Yeah. And this is the gift that we give you to carry out mission. You know what I mean? Like it was like, thank you so much.
And once you're tapped in, turned on, tuned in, you recognize, okay, when people come into your life, that's for a reason, and you have to decide, what reason is it for? If it's a lesson, get the lesson and move on. If it's not, then don't be running from the person. Figure out if you know it was a lesson, figure out what that lesson was, and move on. Yeah. But if it was more than a lesson, and the lesson wasn't just something for you to get, to do whatever, you got to figure out what the reason is. You didn't come here to run from your destiny, right? You did not come here to run from your destiny, guys. And your destiny also is not to just find, if you're here in the chat, your destiny is probably not just to find a romantic partner to settle down and pop out a few kids and propagate the planet. Planet's pretty full, I can tell you. We're not in need of more humans. We're really not. No, I promise we're not, guys. Dude, I want to be a dad too. I'm not saying, but like really, that's, we'll be okay.
When we're all looking to move to a desolate planet like Mars, like, whoa, yeah, there's, shit's happening.
So yeah, what's the mission then? It's in your heart, and the mission is to fulfill your heart's desire. So hey, if your heart's desire is to marry somebody, have a white picket fence and some kids, go do it. That's not my heart's desire. I think that's great. I want to have kids, right? I'm not saying, but my heart's desire goes a little different. It's got to do with wounded animals, wounded people, abused, things that need healing and help, the planet itself. And on the fun side of it, it's about exploring adventure, exploring the planet, and then other places if we can get off this planet to go explore more with your divine partner or whoever wants to come, have fun. People do not like marriage. Sounds great to me, but I like the idea of a marriage that's not like a traditional marriage, a marriage of understanding where people have their freedom and also have the support of a partner. Do you know what I mean? I think that there's a way to be autonomous and free and not feel suffocated and smothered and I've seen a lot of marriages like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, Water Baby saying exactly. Some of us have a purely spiritual mission, but the 3D is still very important, and many have missions regarding 3D aspects, which is very much needed. Yeah, like
right. I think that. Well, and I think it's important to say this, guys, too. No matter what your spiritual mission is, for a lot of twin souls, it is just to come into union with your twin soul, because that love, like we talked about, Danny, I talked about with you, and you talked about, when we've been in the presence of our twin soul. I was with my twin soul and did a broadcast on another application, and people were coming in the chat that don't know what we are to each other, and they were saying like, "Wow, Jason, you're glowing." They were like, "What's going on? You're glowing," and people notice, and it's not me, and it's not the other person. It's what happens when you're together. right? That light that it causes a ripple effect. So for a lot of you, it is just to come into union with that person and do your 3D thing. I'm not saying it's not, but there's also other ways you can do more if you're open to that. And I think it's so important when you're in separation to be open to whatever, because if you're in separation, it's for a reason. So be open to whatever's coming into you from your guides, from source, and your meditations, because it may be something that'll blow your mind that you're supposed to do that you didn't have any idea, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. It kind of brought back a memory of when I was in QHHT, and I asked that question of like, well, what is my purpose? What am I to do, right? And they were saying, you don't need to do fucking anything, dude. You're doing exactly what you need to do right now. And
You're
what
an antenna.
what
You're an
was that?
antenna.
Yeah, I was
You're an antenna.
a ball of fucking unconditional love in the middle of nowhere on the top of Lake Superior. That's
Well,
what I was to do. And like, I wherever we go, we're healing, right? We're transmuting
right.
negative energy and turning it into unconditional love, right? Or
Into
whatever.
love. Yeah.
And
That's
we're
our
raising
job.
that's all we do. We raise the vibration no matter where we are, what we do. I wanted to know about career, and they said it's like going to the doctor's office. You find a magazine you like and you fucking read it. Like pretty much,
Well, that's exactly what Dolores Cannon says in her videos. She talks about the first wave of volunteers, the second wave, and the third wave. You and I would be second wave. Second wave.
Yeah, we're second.
We're antennas. She said second wavers, a lot of them are single. They never have kids. They work from home. That pretty much describes me right now. Hopefully that won't be forever. But and she said they're not supposed to do anything. Their purpose is just to be, because they're like antennas. The light, they can go out to a crowded area and their light transmutes the energy all around them without even doing anything. Now, if you have that much power without even doing anything, imagine what your conscious mind can do.
Oh,
when you funnel it into the energy that you've already got. It's pretty epic.
Well, I don't know if you were watching or staying tuned to Water Baby as she was doing her like tour kind of thing. I'm lighting you up, Water Baby. I'm sorry, but she went to New Orleans, right? And she was just walking around, and like she's an energy worker, right? She was working the energy as she was walking around. She could feel like, the deficiencies in it and healing it, right? And I've gone to places too where like it's like that's what I do. I'm in a place right now, but I do go to places to replenish as well, like Vancouver Island and the big redwood forests, right? The old growth redwood forests. They just like, oh my God, they light me up and they fill me back up type of thing. Now I'm just like glowing. I'm in unconditional love, and I'm the 10 of cups incarnate right now. But
I know. We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
He is. He really is.
That pull to go where you need to go, right? Like you said, you needed to go on that trip to the other side of the pond.
Europe.
Yeah. We need to go, and we go towards these things to be that light, to be that.
Well, sometimes you just get a pull to do something, whether it's to go see and I've always been that kind of person. I just know sometimes when I need to go see somebody, for whatever reason. Like I have some friends in North Carolina that I used to just sometimes know, okay, I need to go up there, and I don't know. And it's whether you're walking around and really just doing what she was doing with the energy, or, spending time as a guest in someone's home. Just that alone can do so much. So then think when people who take it to another level and actually, become a Reiki master, or, learn these, like what Don does. He doesn't just go and shift the energy by staying in someone's home. He gets in there deep. He goes in deep and heals everything. Deep.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty epic. And that to me is where, as light workers, twin souls, you're light workers, right? If you're in here and you have a twin flame, it's so much more than that, guys. That means you're a light worker. That means you have a mission here that is so important. That's what's important here. And I get people are getting very frustrated with the saturation of this twin soul thing, because a lot of people think they're on that journey and they're not. They don't even understand what it actually means. They're really just on a soulmate journey, but they think twin soul sounds more special, so I need to call it that. Well, if you are an actual twin soul, you're a very small percentage of the population, and it calls you to probably change everything about your life, your career, your purpose, your path, everything is going to shift since you met this person.
Oh, and you love pain. You love pain.
Pain is addictive. It's so funny you said that about you love pain. But yeah, no, it kind of is. I'll tell you though, I have learned that physical pain is far preferable to emotional pain, isn't it?
God.
Like I can take physical pain. That's nothing. That's
break
nothing.
my arm. Break my arm. I'll do it.
Stab me with a real knife, but man, that physical stuff, that emotional pain with the empaths, it's just rough.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so Waterbay was talking about. I'm just like, oh, I gotta take a breath. I wish I would have brought water, dude. I might peace out for a second. But
What you gotta do.
But she was talking about there's towers coming. There's towers all over. And I was kind of like, Spirit spoke to me, and there was this feeling that I'll just read it. As the DMs that are healing, right? The DMs that are waking up and on the journey towards healing, as they're working through their 3D struggles, these tower moments, they're also raising the collective DMs energies. And I thought, I got that. And I was like, oh my God. And it's so true, right? Like how even like us and our energy raises the vibration of the collective and the vibration of Gaia. So I like, as the DMs, like I know DFs stick together and we raise our vibrations together kind of thing. So why not? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be that? You know?
Well, Danny, let me say something. I have to add to this, to what Water Baby said, what you recognize from that, and what Nicole of Dove and Nicole, what Nicole said recently. Yeah. It all comes together for me in this, and I want to add this. So remember, Nicole mentioned with that first eclipse that the divine masculine is purging a deep-seated hatred for the divine feminine, rage and hatred. Now, as they purge this, they're coming into these tower moments with this next eclipse. That's what I'm getting from this, and I feel it strongly, is very much the truth. They're coming into these tower moments. Why are the tower moments coming in? Because they've just purged all of this hate, this rage, this deep-seated frustration and anger. And when you purge that, guess what you feel? The sadness, the remorse. There's a lot of that coming up now, okay? So as that comes up, that's when the tower comes in, right? And there are towers that are going to be falling left and right. She's right. There are towers falling left and right. And it's because the hatred's been purged and then you're left raw. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what it is. And that's when things just go, oh shit, what have I done? Like, what am I doing and what have I done? At least that's the way that I am. That's the message I'm getting from it very strongly.
Oh, and it's good. It's good that we're talking about this. And she even said that too, was like, the collective needs to start talking about this more. And that's really where collaborations are coming in. And it's funny too, like collaborations was on my mind. It was revealed to me in a dream in October when I didn't even fucking have a deck of cards to shuffle, you know, but I had this, and I told Rambling Mike, he says, dude, you need to get it. You need to start doing tarot. Like, you could have read these cards for yourself tonight. And I was like, yeah, I guess I need to step up. Right. But we're coming to a point where we need to raise each other's vibration to seriously get people on board. Because if you listen to like astrology,
and guys, the twin souls, don't get, for those of you that are divine feminines that read cards or are intuitive, whatever, don't be shocked when your divine masculine wakes up and starts really prophesying and doing some crazy shit. Because let me just tell you, my other side of this, I guess, would be the divine masculine, my twin soul. We're in separation, but I also saw part of the awakening process with that person. That person doesn't even need cards. He can read you. He doesn't need cards. He can tell you exactly. He can tell. Well, and I know with me it's a little different because we're connected in that telepathic way, but I've seen it with others as well. He can tell you what's going on. And so you're going to see the divine masculine step into that power, and it's going to amaze you. Okay. Those of you who have already been growing your gifts and really opening up to them, don't get jealous when your divine masculine shoots out a mile past you in this thing. It's going to be amazing to watch. Just wait.
Oh yeah. Cause when they really dig into work, it's like they catapult.
Master healers are coming up after this.
Nicole and Dove was like, when Nick started shooting out, she just fucking took off. Look at her now.
And look at her. She's so spirit led. Like Nicole just gets a message and it's just like whoosh.
Oh my
right?
God. Yeah. And
it's a beautiful thing. And I know, like I said, I've seen my twin soul just and he calls it reading, just like I do with tarot cards. Doesn't need a card near him though. It just comes through. Like it's like clairaudience or something. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, you were saying that just the power that comes through. And I watch.
It amazes me. And I know he's going to be a master healer. I can't say that to him because he'd probably not do it just to spite me. But I know, like, it's amazing. It's really cool.
Yeah.
No, so I know that's a collective thing. That's not just one or two. That's something that you're going to see happen on a large scale in the near future.
For sure, yeah.
When they step into their power, right? When they start choosing love over fear.
And it doesn't take long.
It's all done.
Doesn't take long. Yeah. They excel right through that. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's funny because I'm getting readers. Like I was shown that I was going to bring readers together, and like I'm a master networker. I've always been a master networker. And even on this tarot journey, like I met Jess before I met you, and then like I kind of
you met me before you met Jess, right?
Well, I didn't know you, and you didn't know me, but
you watched.
And you said something about you name dropped Jess, and I went to her channel and we started talking, and I knew another reader that I was talking with, and when I started talking with Rambling Mike, that other reader connected with him and grew the relationship which grew our relationship, and then when you and Jai, like me and Jai hit it off right away. We exchanged numbers, I think, the first day. Like it was, you know what I mean? But that energy, and it just started snowballing. And then you came in and said, who the fuck is this Danny guy? And Jai was like, well, he's a moderator on your channel.
I had done a reading for you, hadn't I?
No, I never got a reading from you. I think you owe me one, though.
What?
I think you owe me one, though.
You did get a reading from me, Danny.
When? No way, dude. No way. I record all my readings. No, I record all my readings and I keep them in a vault.
I do definitely owe you a reading for sure.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Sure I do.
I'll give you a reading.
But I thought I did a reading for you early on in your journey.
No. And I was called. I was feeling compelled to go to you, but then it was just like this gnarly kind of shit. Like it was October, right? I was just like, and
that was a terrible time for me too.
And it was just like, well, I'm just going to leave them alone. But
that Venus retrograde in October caused me a real mess.
Yeah, it hit a lot of people hard.
Yeah, that was
hit a lot of people hard. But there was like in Love Revolution with Dr. V, Lisa, she's reached out to me, and like it was weird how we got together, but she wants to collaborate, and like it's almost like a gate that's opening to allow people just want to start working with other people and want to start, aligning vibrations, and it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, time's of the essence right now. I feel that too.
It's like the call's been put out, and seriously, Lola, when you confirm that today on Jason's channel, I was like, oh my fucking God, like this is what's happening. And like we're all moving. I swear to God, we're all moving into our light bodies, getting ready for the transition to the new earth. That is like David Palmer was talking about, like around January 12th kind of thing is when like the transitioning is going to start happening and stuff. And I'm like, we are transitioning right now, and we're kind of like in between, right? That's why it seems like everything that's happening outside is just like a blur kind of thing,
And what about the timelines, guys? Danny, like what about with time? I know that I am having a real issue with the way time, time is not measurable. Like, I'm sorry, it's not, because I don't care that we look at a date or time or 24 hours in a day. From this year beginning to where we are now, there's no way. It's just, I don't understand. It doesn't compute for me the way that time is going by.
Like last week was mid-June to me. And I don't even like, where did it go? You know what I mean?
There are timelines collapsing in ways that are I'm not sure exactly. I don't claim to understand it, and I don't talk about things I don't understand, but I know it resonates, and it's very strange to me. Like, I understand the concept that time is an illusion and that we're in more of a,
see, that's where
like
I talk about things I don't understand with you and people I know, and they're all like, boom, dude, really? That happens to me. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why I'm just like rambling Mike now. I'll just see whatever the fuck comes out.
Well, there's definitely something to this timeline collapse thing, and it's really becoming strange. That's why I tell people on the twin soul journey that are worried about how long separation is going to last. I'm like, don't worry. Even if it lasts another 5 years, and it actually can't last 5 years, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Because of where things are headed. But I'm like, even if it does, by the time you come back, it'll seem like it never even happened. Like, that's how time is just sort of going whoosh. Like, what's actually happening is everything right now. If you guys can actually wrap your minds around that, what's actually happening is everything right now all at once. If you can actually get there in your mind, can you create that in your mind and understand it? Because everything's happening right now. Union, separation, the light, the darkness, it's all happening right now at once.
Wow.
Do you guys get where are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I just got hit hard, dude. Wow.
It's pretty epic, and it's very it can be startling, but it's important that more people catch on to that, because then the questions become bigger. They raise to a new level. The questions aren't about how long do I have to wait for my divine beloved. No, guys, like, that's not where we're at anymore. That's an old paradigm. Put that away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That we're not there anymore, guys.
No,
we're not there.
No, it's time to shine. It's time to step up and shine and be in all places at once. Be omnipotent. Yeah.
Like, we are multi-dimensional beings. We are connected to other multi-dimensional beings. And yeah, call me crazy, but it's true.
Okay, crazy.
It's crazy and it's true.
Yeah. And really, just to hammer home, this is the last point that she made. And my heart was singing. My heart was singing when she said this, was like, connection isn't about the 3D. When you're on this twin soul journey, connection is not about the 3D. It's all about purpose. It's all about stepping into love and bringing people's vibrations back to unconditional love, to Christ consciousness.
Right, because what we're doing here, everything we're experiencing right here, we're bringing down from higher dimensions.
Yeah.
Everything good.
Yeah.
So it's not about this at all. It's just like with manifesting, what you're experiencing right now doesn't mean crap, because it's what you're feeling is manifesting what you're going to experience tomorrow. So what you're feeling means so much more than what you're seeing around you.
It's all about
guys.
It's all about this. It's all about this, bringing this to here.
Yes.
Bring this to here. And now, as you bring this to here, you're this, not their this or fucking anyone else's this. When you bring your this to here, you bring their this to here.
Yes.
That person's this to here. All these people on YouTube that are watching right now, up to here. You know what I mean? That's why
we're raising it. We're bringing it down to raise it up. And it's not, I was watching something about healing the twin flame union. Guys, do you know, it's not what the love that connects you and your twin soul, that's where God is. It's not God. Someone was talking like, what, I wish I could talk about her channel. I can't remember what her name is. It's not God's love. God is love. And I'm sorry if the word God is a trigger for anybody. Source, whatever, I don't care. God.
Whatever. Spirit.
That is love, guys. That is love. So that love between you and your twin is God. That is source. That is where it's at. So if the source energy that connects us all is what connects you to the twin, that's just really the catalyst. That's the catalyst. The point is so much bigger than that. And I get excited when more people catch on to that.
You know, I read some of the Bible back in the day, and I'll tell you,
I used to slap that book.
It used to smack me around, you know. I went to Bible study. I was in the Pentecostal church system for a while, and I studied the book of Daniel. I studied the book of Revelation. I studied the hard hitters, right? And a lot of things that came out to me really come up now, right? And that's one of the verses. I don't know who the fuck said it or whatever, but you will know them by their love. And that's tribe. Like everyone I meet, when I met Brooke, I knew her by her love, because it was my love, and we are all love, and we're created in the image of God, and God is love. Like you said today in our conversation, God is love, you know, and we are not separate between God. God isn't up in the sky, omnipotent and over us and everything.
No, God is the love within us. That is
within us, and we are love. That's where we came from. Source energy is love. All of this, everything,
and that's what Christ consciousness is.
That's
what Christ consciousness is. It's
yeah,
unconditional love.
That's it. And the message, like I remember there was a point where I was like, well, what was this all about? Like, what was the whole Christianity thing all about? Why did I need to go through that kind of thing? And really, Christ was love, unconditional love incarnate. That was the message that he was bringing to the masses, was unconditional love. That was it.
Well, listen,
we turned it into a fucking religion.
Listen, guys, I always liked Christianity. I just didn't like Christians.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? Like, Christianity's fine. It's Christians I don't like so much.
Yeah, unless they were in that.
It's the people. It's not the you know, the book, the words. It's the people and what they do with these things, right? And that's where the darkness comes in and really just gets into everything.
And we're not even.
It's important that it be acknowledged and honored within you, but it also is important that the light.
Yeah, we're not even talking about world domination and the upper echelons, but like we're talking about like just people and how they cling to things, right, that they can follow. Christ didn't want you to follow him. Fuck no. If anything, he wants you to follow your own journey and your own path to finding unconditional love and being that, dude.
Yeah. You know, and that one thing to quote Christ, at least according to the New Testament of the Bible.
Yeah.
One thing that I think he said that was very, very true, or is attested to have said, was he said to like the Pharisees, stop worrying about what you put in your mouth, like what you eat and drink, because they had all these rules about foods and everything. He said, what comes out of your mouth is what can really ruin you.
Now
that is so true. That's why I talk to you guys about. Somebody said in the chat the other day, I'm so weak. Don't say that shit.
Oh God.
What are you talking about? You're weak. Yeah,
this
if
is
you
good.
say that, you certainly are.
We're gonna stay on this for a bit. We're gonna stay on this for a bit. Because that's a really good point, dude. That's coming up a lot, is that like people come and they're looking for guidance and stuff, right? And it's really it's that negative self-talk, or even it might not even be self-talk. It's just like, I'm so broke. Dude, don't even do that to yourself.
You know what that is? Poverty consciousness.
Yeah, and your
poverty mindset.
What you're doing is what you speak, you create.
100%.
100%. What you think, you create. The law of attraction doesn't fucking turn off until you hit the pillow and go to sleep. That's honestly the only time that we're free from that law, because we're in unconditional love and we're gaining downloads and stuff. But every other time in your waking day, you are in the law of attraction. It's not something you have to learn how to do. Well, yeah, it is, but it's not something that, it's always on.
Well, you have to learn how to do it properly. You're always
it's always on.
It's part of your existence. It's a real law, and you participate in it whether you recognize it or not. So it's important to recognize it so that you recognize how to get what you want out of it, instead of getting some really nasty stuff that you claim without realizing you're claiming it.
Yeah, and when people talk about spells or witchcraft or whatever, incantations or whatever, it's these fucking things right here. You speak hatred against a person.
There you go.
You are putting that into action. Okay. Yeah. You are setting a spell. Now, if that person doesn't believe you or in that kind of shit, then it won't affect them. But if they take that seed, oh, you're a fucking cunt, if they take that seed, I'm a fucking cunt, and they go home and cry, I can't believe that I'm a cunt to one person, then they manifest that in them, and it just lowers their vibration and takes you into the depths, right? But you can honestly, this is where boundaries come in beautifully, is like, I will not take in what's spewed towards me or against me, because I love me, I respect me, I honor me.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's why, you know, like today when I came on and talked about that person who made that silly comment to me about my putting a picture up on my post, I wasn't trying to call someone out. I was really trying to use it as a teaching moment to say, guys, don't let other people put their stuff on you, because that assessment that person had was so much more about their perspective than about me at all. It didn't hurt my feelings. It just annoyed me a little bit that somebody feels like they have that their opinion is so, that it's so necessary to express an opinion that they have no factual data to back up, you know, because it was so off base. And I tell people all the time, don't, you know, it's not what people call you, it's what you answer to. You can call me every name in the book. Doesn't mean I'm going to answer to it, because it may not be me. If that's your opinion of me, which means about this much to me, guys. Yeah, exactly.
Need a little head and shoulders, take care of that problem.
Seriously, I can count on one hand the people whose opinions in my life matter, you know? And it's like, people get so, and I used to do it too. It's not like it's not because I'm smarter or anything else. I've just learned how this really works. And we spend so much of our life giving a F what other people say about us and think about us. You know, if you're going to go to my thing is, I like to read about what people care about on their deathbed, because if it's what they care about on their deathbed, I want to care about those things now and nothing else. Like, on their deathbed, people don't care about the risks they took and lost and failed at. They don't care about, you know, that type of stuff, the money they lost. They care about the love they didn't go after, the friends they didn't keep in touch with, the happiness they didn't let themselves experience, the trips they didn't take. So if those are the things you care about on your deathbed, you better start caring about them now while you've got time to actually do those things.
Yeah,
don't care about the bad things people said about them that weren't even true most of the time anyway, you know?
Yeah, telling the people that you're in love with that you love them. Some people go through their lives. I never told them that I love them. Well, what the fuck was your problem, man? Let it out. Well, you know, but we're conditioned, right? No, you have a choice right now, all of you, everybody out there, to stop that. Just let that
choose love. You have a choice.
Choose love,
and you're choosing love or fear. It's always that. Are you choosing love or fear? If you're in separation from somebody who is truly your twin soul, I can tell you why you're in separation. It's not all the reasons everybody gets on and talks about. It's one reason, because somebody's choosing fear over love. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Somebody has chosen fear over love, and to believe all the stories and, you know, false narratives their mind is telling them over their heart.
I'm going to put us out of business, Jason, right, with what just came in.
Okay.
Those beautiful people that come in and they just want to know, you know, what's happening in the connection, or what, you know, what's my twin doing, or like that fascination of like the other, when are they coming? Is it soon?
Which we totally understand. I get it. I understand. I do.
We'll read for you. We'll read for you. What's going to come out is will give you guidance, but
yeah, it will.
But truly, like, the power is within you to just choose love, because all of this is sparked out of fear.
Right. And if you can get over that, if you can just, to me, the point we're making is when you can level up to the next thing, which is even better, which really is not even asking about that, but wondering about, okay, what is my heart's desire? Because your heart's desire is not about another person specifically. If you think it is, that's something that needs to be healed within you. Yeah, your heart's desire really isn't about another specific person.
And I'm starting to see people come in for readings and stuff, and really they want guidance on their path, and they want what spirits, you know, needs to show them on their journey next, kind of thing. And that, oh my God, that blesses my heart when those souls come, because they truly get it. They truly get the journey.
And I love doing all of it because, like you said, there's
Yeah.
good guidance in all of it. And when you
Yeah.
first start out, when you're first awakening, you do want to know those things because you're like, it's sort of
Yeah.
confirming that you're like, is this what's really going on? Like here, you know, you've got to get it's like kind of, to me, it's like kind of stabilizing a patient.
Yeah.
Like, let's get the patient stabilized so we can
Yeah.
do the real work. But yeah, the real work has nothing to do with who's where and why are they doing this and why haven't they, because they don't want to. That's what I wanted to say. They don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what I tell myself. Why? Because they don't want to. That's why they don't want to. I want it, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's a beautiful vibration to leave you guys in. I think is just like, it's like, we love all of you. We love all of you. However you come to us, whether you come to us in an energy that, you know, like you want to know all about, but you're failing to look in here. Spirit's going to guide you back to here because this is where you need to go next, you know?
And I'm so grateful to do what I do, because when we get to give a reading to somebody and they get the guidance about their situation to find out, okay, this is something that I actually have invested in that's actually leading me to something very special, or this is something that I need to really move on from completely, or this is something in between, whatever it is, that guidance, I don't think of the peace of mind it gives. You know, I know it's given me peace of mind to get that guidance from other readers in the past, and it gives me such peace of mind to give it to other people. So the healing goes both ways.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's like an equation with an equal sign in the middle. That healing is on both sides. There's an equality and an equal version of healing that comes to the reader as well as the sitter.
Especially,
so it's very sacred.
Especially personal readings. And I say this, and like I've started to say this in all at the beginning of all my readings, is like, I thank you, not just the ones that donate to the channel, but I thank you for all those that have opened their hearts up to me for a personal reading and invited me into their life to be that guidance, like allow Spirit to guide them to the next part, right? And oh my God, like just being the voice for Spirit is like, holy man, you know?
Yeah.
I get to be the voice for unconditional love.
You're on fire.
What? So should we sing? We'll do a little duet now. No.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. No, not a chance.
No.
I do sing sometimes on my channel. I'm probably going to get, you know,
I do.
off of YouTube because I sound terrible, but
I could just rock out right now. I got the mic.
Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa.
No, I'm not going to do it. John Lennon. John Lennon, All You Need Is Love, or I don't know who sings, whatever John was singing about, right? When it came to love, and like, it was just,
yeah,
that came through that, like, dude, he knew
John Lennon was pretty amazing.
He got there, you know, and
imagine
imagine all the people. Dude, that's what I'm imagining. That's the next step that Lola was talking about, and like that we know that. And it's funny too how these messages come to all of the collective at once. Like, and like I'm telling
you know what else they do? What's so cool?
Jesus on the mainline is all over the place, dude.
Right. But you know what else they do is so cool? When they don't come to everyone at once, but the pieces of the puzzle come to different people, and then it all fits right into one.
It all puts together. I've watched messages come to me, and then you watch them spark up, right? And like one sparked up with Water Babe, and it's like confirmation, but you know the word is getting out now that this is the next step. This is the direction. Like I'm telling you, the conversation that we had and that Water Baby was having, me and Empress of Duality, we're talking about this a week ago, right? It's just like they come through in waves, and they oh my God.
Because you know why? It's all coming from the same place.
It's coming from love. So
it's all coming from the same place. There's a beautiful song I'm going to send you. It's called Go Light Your World. And I think it was like a church song to a certain extent. I don't know, but it's a really pretty song. I'm going to send it to you. You got to hear it. Go Light Your World. Really good song.
You're going to sing it? Okay.
I'm going to send it to you.
Oh, I was like getting ready. I was going to grab my bag of chips, my ketchup chips for all
Not a chance.
In the States that don't know what ketchup chips are. They're so good. Oh my God.
What are they?
Ketchup chips. Potato chips.
What are those?
They're potato chips. Oh my God, they're ketchup flavored potato chips. I'll bring some down. I'll have to bring
I've
two
never had
carrots.
ketchup flavored potato chips, but I'm
Oh
sure I
my
would like them.
God, dude. I lived off that.
In Columbia, South Carolina, at USC, University of South Carolina, they serve like really thinly sliced potato chip. They're fries, but they're sliced really thin.
Oh
fries.
yeah,
and you pour you dip them in
that's
vinegar,
like
vinegar
cactus.
and ketchup.
Okay.
Vinegar and ketchup. You dip them in vinegar and then in ketchup. So good.
Nice.
Vinegar fries. Really good. All right, guys.
We're
So
all
can we crash the party now?
Yeah, you're
Guys here.
the voice
Guys,
from
make sure to
beyond.
follow Jai. If you don't follow Jai. Channel for Grace on YouTube.
Dude,
Channel
you
for
guys.
Dude.
What's
You
up,
guys.
Jai?
So how was that,
It
Jai?
was fucking epic.
Really?
Were you
Yeah.
listening to us?
Hell yeah. I've been here this whole time.
She's been in
I
the
knew you
chat.
were working on the computer or something, so I didn't know if you were paying attention to us.
No, I was totally listening. No, I'm blown away. It was
Yeah.
beautiful, you
Nice.
guys. Yeah.
That's spirit working through us, right?
Thank
The
you.
messages that need to get out. It's just thank you so much, Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You guys
Jai's been
definitely
amazing.
need to keep doing this.
Yeah. There's a lot coming, I think.
Justice. Right?
So guys, everybody congratulate Jai. I don't know if you guys know, she just got married on July 2nd?
Yep. Thanks.
During the eclipse or the day of the eclipse.
Yep, that day.
So
In
amazing.
Argentina.
I want to
Really
light
happy
some
for you.
I want to light some readers up too.
Do it.
Okay. Whispers of Grace. Jessica with Whispers of Grace Healing. Love you so much, Jesse. I want to light up Rambling Mike's Tarot. Water Baby, I'll get you his number's there, but I'll talk to him and I'll tell him you're coming, okay? Channel for Grace, the host tonight. Beautiful.
Channel for Grace.
That's the
Follow Channel for Grace.
This is our tribe, and the newbie on our into our fold is Brooke from Empress of Duality, all one word.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, you guys want high vibe. You can feel the love coming from everybody, and absolutely Water Baby Tarot. Oh my God, her messages are on point. Mana is another good one. Just like this is spirit coming through at a high vibe love level. That
100%.
100%. Yeah. So get into the love, peeps. If that's one thing that you could do for us is just like get into the love and stay in love.
Pray for us. Send us good vibes.
That
send
too,
us
yeah.
love. We send it back in full measure.
And don't announce Friday's show, Danny.
Oh, we're doing Conversations with Spirit. It's something that me and Jai do. Yeah. On like we do it. We used to do it on the weekly, but we're kind of going through summer break kind of thing. But we're going, when are we going live? On the 20th?
We're gonna go live on Friday. So Friday is, Friday the 19th
19th. Okay.
at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we're gonna talk about this entire eclipse season
Yeah.
Cool.
because it's been
Sounds
crazy.
Yeah.
And I want to share with you guys. I want to share with you guys my experience of being in Argentina.
Sure.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so that's going to be where you can check that out. And then on Tuesday we have the lunar eclipse in Capricorn. It's a full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So I'm going to be doing a full moon ceremony on my channel on Tuesday at 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some reading that day as well. I'll do it around whatever time you're not on, and also Jai and I are gonna probably do a reading night one of these nights soon. I don't know exactly when, but we'll be going on for you guys that like to get mini readings from us.
Yeah, there's magi readings going on. There's so much to be a part of. There's so much to be a part of in this love vibe tribe. That's growing in numbers. Like it's truly a blessing to be a part of this. Like, oh my God.
You seriously, you guys like re-inspired me tonight.
Yeah.
And you do the same. Listen, Jai was such a sort of a rock for me. Her broadcast when she was on Periscope when I first awakened. She really helped give me real, sort of guidance and kept me in connection to my true north with what she was doing with her full moon ceremonies and new moon ceremonies and music and meditation, just a lot of things in card reading. So I've always really been appreciative of that. So glad to give it back. That's
Yeah.
what we're here for.
Oh yeah. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
everybody for showing up. And
Thanks, guys.
that's all, folks.
Bye, guys.
Namaste.